It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the San Antonio Spurs at AT&TCenter. Well, for San Antonio, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. Two great backcourts going head-to-head tonight. Kenny, your thoughts on how the guard position has evolved over time? And make it quick.
Yeah.
The evolution of the guard position in 12 seconds, please.
Well, you weren't quick, so why do I have to be so quick?
Well, just try.
8
Okay,
seconds
I'm
left.
going to be as quick as I can.
Okay.
7,
But I'm going to be
6,
as
5,
vigilant as I can.
Okay.
4,
You know,
3,
they're more like combo guards
2,
now.
1. And with all the switching guards who can defend more position for the teams that rebound collectively, guards have to be involved on the boards.
Well, it's almost like you were reading that, Shaq.
We were going to give you 10 seconds, Shaq. You didn't have to rush.
I did rush.
You didn't have to. Because
Yeah,
anyway.
combo guards. Let's go courtside.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Rockets are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. The Spurs happy to be returning to San Antonio after the road trip. And, of course, Pau Gasol. They will definitely miss his contributions.
And to say the deal changes the look and the feel of this franchise, quite frankly, is stating the obvious. They are a vastly different team than they were just a few days ago, obviously looking long-term rather than short.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan grew up in California, and he idolized Kobe Bryant. Now, DeRozan says, Kobe was my favorite player. I watched everything he did, practiced almost all his moves, and DeRozan has become a multiple-time All-Star. Kevin?
Well, DA, you can see that influence. Great stuff. Thanks for the report. Two conference rivals, C-Web, squaring off tonight. A little extra. You can feel it riding on this one.
Oh, yeah. And you know how the conference rival games go. These games can mean a lot at the end of the season when you're talking about playoff seeding, tiebreakers, all that good stuff. And there's never been anything wrong, in my opinion, with a little mutual dislike. I mean, there are no friends when you step between these lines.
Tip-off goes to Houston. And the Houston Rockets starting 5. Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. Clint Capella is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Green in at the 3 slot. And here's Aldridge. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. And DeRozan. Here we go. Count it. Good.
And he just glides to the hoop on his drives. DeRozan's got plenty of force to his game. Don't get me wrong, but he makes everything look so effortless.
As you talk about IQ for the game, skill and competitive desire, few can rival Chris Paul.
Well, his buddies LeBron and Wade tease him about having a Napoleon complex. But whatever the reason, his motivation and perfection, it's impossible to mistake.
And that one misses.
I mean, you look at Chris Paul, he didn't play in the last 2 All-Star games, but he's a top 15 player in this league.
He hits the second from the line. And Chris Paul, all-NBA first or second team just about every single season. And perennial first-team all-defense.
But get this, only 3 point guards in league history have averaged 18 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals for an entire season. Russell Westbrook, he did it once, Isaiah twice, and Chris Paul 5 times.
To the paint. It's tipped. Stolen by Tucker. Lob pass to Capella.
And if you're playing along Chris Paul, you better have your hands ready. If you're open, he'll find you, or you're going to get hit in the head.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Now DeRozan. 32 points for him last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And while he was doing that, I mean, dropping buckets. He was keeping everybody else involved, too. I mean, he had a tremendous night facilitating. Look at this. I like this. Team basketball. Keeping the ball moving till they find the right shot.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Murray dishes to DeRozan, and it's in there.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Team ball. Great execution on offense. Everyone working together. You wish you could have that on every play.
Now here's Harden. He's coming off a 22-point game against Dallas.
And even if you took away his points, he was still an offensive force because of his passing. His assist numbers were tremendous.
Here's Green. To the paint. And the dunk by Capella.
Oh, Capella is just fantastic at dunking it home, leaving no mistake on these kinds of chances near the hoop.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Harden against DeRozan. Pass to Murray. From deep, Gay. It's rebounded by Houston. They beat the Spurs during their last encounter in San Antonio.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
They had them in their heels the whole game. The intensity of their defense was the key factor.
Pirtle with the steal. Aldridge looking for an opening. Pass to Murray. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Harden against DeRozan, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. James Harden, the league leader in free throws made for 5 of the last 6 seasons, and he came in a close second that other season.
Yeah, I mean, about a third of his points come at the line. He's made an art of creating contact. You really think about it. Some would even say tricking the officials from time to time.
That free throw, no good. Look at the Rockets. They shoot a ton of three-pointers, Chris, despite all those perimeter attempts. They get to the free throw line at a tremendous rate.
Well, they have 2 rules, three-pointers and layups. And with Harden and CP3, both experts at creating contact, they're going to get to the line. Some people think they're tricking the officials, but I don't. They are hard to guard. Keep your hand out the cookie jar. Love it or hate it, it's effective.
Now here's Murray. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Poke loose. Kicks it to Gay. On the wing, DeRozan. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Ball against Murray. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Take a look at the Rockets. Right there in 5th position. Middle of the pack in the conference. And, of course, the Spurs. Right behind them, just 1 spot down.
And, you know, Houston, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
Well, it's possible we haven't seen them at their best yet. They've shown they can play with any team in the league. Now they need to do it every night, not just some nights.
Now Gay. Following the 3-point attempt by DeRozan. Here's Aldridge. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Aldridge has got his first 2 points.
Too many inches being given up in that matchup. I mean, he's got no chance of putting a stop to that layup.
Here's Harden. Got a hand on it.
And you got to give appreciation to how Pirtle punishes shooters. A dynamite shot blocker with impeccable timing.
DeRozan passes to Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Hits the moving target with the lead pass. He made it look so easy.
Here's Paul. A 17-point game for him in the win against Dallas.
And that didn't come at the cost of his defense. In fact, I think it fed his defense. He had 4 steals in that game.
And Harden wide open. He shoots. Another miss by Houston.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Houston.
2 shots, gentlemen.
And one item that DeRozan never seems to get enough credit for is his passing, Greg. He is a terrific playmaker.
Ever since DeRozan became a perennial all-star, his passing has improved. I mean, keeps his head up even while attacking with the ball. Great awareness for where his teammates are in terms of relation to his attack after a double team.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he hits both. Chris, looking at the year so far, teams that made big changes in the offseason starting to develop now some chemistry.
Well, it takes some time, especially if the acquisitions are on the younger side. And this is where great coaching can make all the difference. This is where great basketball culture in the locker room can make all the difference. It's all about, we say chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. What does that mean? It means trust. It takes time to build trust. It takes time to understand your players and what they like, where to get them the ball, what makes them better. And once you get to that point, it's a liberating feeling because now you feel like, okay, guys, we've gotten through the murky waters. Now we can have some fun. We know who we are. We have an identity. Let's go out and be us.
And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for San Antonio, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
And that's what can happen on the road. You have to be aggressive and try to disrupt them out of their normal routine.
Rockets trail by 4. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
That shot wide open. Green's got his first 3 points of the game.
Hey, look, he's not an easy man to defend. He'll get his points one way or another.
And taken away by Paul. Drops in the breakaway layup.
Terrific defensive instinct. I mean, Paul, remarkable at realizing when to go after the steal.
Ball against Murray. Passes to DeRozan. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. That's now 8 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
On the wing, Harden. DeRozan defending. Harden, no good.
His struggles this quarter continue. The D's done a good job.
Murray against Paul. Here's Gay. That one misses. Great D that time from Green. Harden against DeRozan. Kicks it out to Gay. To the inside. Aldridge. Scored the basket. His second of 2 attempts.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Ball against Murray. Paul can't get it to go. Spurs leading by 3. DeRozan finds Aldridge. And many thought LaMarcus Aldridge was on a downswing in his career, but boy, were they wrong.
You know, Aldridge silenced a lot of critics with his play last season. I mean, in a league that has very few great low-post players, he demonstrated he's still one of the best. Has so many moves and tricks in his game, and when he gets the ball down low, The defense really has very little to do with it.
That free throw, no good. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Bertanis, he's checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Bellinelli comes in for Rudy Gay. Walker's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. And the second free throw, good. And the Spurs now in the post-Kawhi Leonard era of the franchise. Greg, how do they recover, do you think?
If any team can survive losing a player of Kawhi's caliber, it's got to be the Spurs. They have good depth, got a good return in the trade, and players will step up. Won't be the power they once were for a while, but they'll rebound in no time.
Gordon is a tough shot maker. He has the ability to drain difficult ones. Only so much you can do defensively against him.
Gordon against Walker. The pass to Aldridge. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. With a look at the Rockets organization, Chris, one of the best run teams people think in this league.
Oh, definitely. I mean, over a decade of winning basketball, they find ways to win, and they won't be satisfied till they win it all.
With a break in the action, let's see which teams have come away with the most steals in the NBA this season. The Rockets 4th.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Mills with it. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. The kick out to Walker. Here's Aldridge. It's rebounded by Houston.
He gets some extra attention from the D on that trip when he throws a shot off.
Gordon against Walker. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Fearlessness. Gordon using his strength to get off a good quality look inside.
Now here's Mills. He's guarded by Rivers. And here's Mills. 8 points his last outing. And the wide open shot from Bellinelli. Drills it from outside. Bellinelli's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Now here's Rivers, covered by Mills. From deep. They get it back. Nene kicks to Rivers. The three-pointer is right on target.
I don't think they were expecting that shot. They didn't really make an effort to get out on him.
And San Antonio has possession. Here's Bertans. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Outside, Walker. Aldridge inside. Fareed defending. Aldridge. Good. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. It's a 3-point game. Here's Rivers. Rejected by Walker. We've got 1:48 left in the first quarter. Big-time scoring is always a premium, Chris, when you're evaluating players on the offensive side. What do you hope to find as you kind of break down their game?
I hope to find that you can dribble, shoot, and pass. Because if you can do those things and you're a great scorer, then I know that if you get double-teamed, you can find an open man. that if you have the heart of an unselfish player, that you're willing to think 2-3 plays ahead of how to set someone else up that's struggling, because a great player can always get their own. And also on the offensive side of the ball, are you careless? Do you value possessions? Do you make easy turnovers? And if you do make a turnover in the offensive end, what is your temperature like defensively? Will you run back and get back and try to get a stop? What type of player are you overall? Great offensive players are result-oriented, not necessarily seeking individual numbers or acclaim, and that's a big part of my evaluation.
And he sinks the second. Well, with Kawhi Leonard gone, a new era for the Spurs. Even with the addition of DeMar DeRozan, San Antonio looks to be entering their most significant rebuild in decades.
Yeah, but at least they were able to get a star in DeRozan. Now, I would call it more of a reload than a rebuild for the Spurs. Still a lot of talent to work with on that roster.
Here's Mills after Austin Rivers scored. A minute 20 left to play here in the first. Aldridge, the pass to Walker. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Mills for 3. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Team ball. Great execution on offense. Everyone working together. You wish you could have that on every play.
And it's Gordon missing.
Oh, it's a confidence shaker when you can't hit a wide open 3 like that.
Now here's Mills. He's tightly guarded. Here's Bertans for 3. That one no good. And it's Houston the other way. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
But I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made them pay for a lackluster effort.
Rockets trail by 5. And now here's Rivers, the fast break opportunity. Here's Shumpert. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Shumpert's got his first points in this one.
Oh, the feed was perfect. The timing, the placement, everything was right on the money.
Pass to Aldridge. Back to Mills. A beautiful reverse layup. Mills has got 5 points so far.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
LaMarcus Aldridge has been on display for San Antonio. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. Back to the action after this word. There's a great friendship between Melo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul. And Chris talked about where all that started.
It's been a sort of long relationship, you know, and obviously me, Bron, Melo, D. Wade have all really got really close. And that stems from the time with the Olympics, USA teams, and then just sharing a lot of the same likes and values and having kids and family and different things like that.
And you see that a lot nowadays. Star players developing friendships and GAs spending time with each other off the floor.
Yeah, some people hate it because they want that bad blood you used to see, but no reason you have to hate someone to really compete against them.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. Guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, yeah, small lead so far, but it's building fast, and they better watch out.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. They've got Nene, Gordon out there with Austin Rivers. Then there's Iman Shumpert. And it's Fareed in at the 4 slot. Rockets trail by 8. Outside Shumpert. Walker against Gordon. Fareed outside. And it's sent back by Aldridge. Inside and stolen by Gordon. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge and the Spurs got through some tension in their relationship early on. Now, Greg Popovich said it became apparent that it really was me. He'd been in the league for 9 years. I'm not going to turn him into some other player. That was just silly. So we took care of it, and he's been fantastic. Guys?
That's why Pop is the best in the business, DA. He's always going to figure it out. Thanks.
Even when Shumpert gets hit, he muscles it in. You got to love the strength from the wily guard.
Here is Forbes. He's guarded by Rivers. Here's Bellinelli. And Shumpert pulls it down.
Does well to burrow his way into the post, but loses his touch on the finish.
Rivers finds Nene. Kicks it out to Gordon. From outside the arc. Rebound San Antonio. Aldridge has got his 5th rebound in this one.
He'll be beating himself up if they can't come back because he is not carrying his weight at the offensive end.
Pirtle, he is checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Bellinelli passes to Forbes, and he uses the glass on the layup. Forbes has got his first basket of the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Gordon deciding where to go with it. Down low, here's Fareed. It's deflected. Here is Forbes. He's coming off a 10-point game against Minnesota. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Chris, when you played against a team that you had played on before, did you feel any extra motivation to do well against them?
Always. They always got the business. Whether it was I left Golden State and went to Washington, had to give them a triple-double and 40 there. Whether it was after I left Washington, had to come back and give them a triple-double. And beat them bad and hug the crowd after. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of motivation. You definitely want to make sure you give your ex-team the business and make them regret, at least for, you know, the 24 hours until the next game, that they let you go.
I love that thought process. That's fun. First free throw is good. And the Rockets with a big summer and back with a vengeance in pursuit of an elusive title.
Don't count them out. If they can control Chris Paul's minutes, try to keep him healthy for the playoffs, if they're 100%, they can beat anyone.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Rudy Gay's checked in for Bertanis. DeRozan comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Murray's subbed in for Walker. That one misses.
And Pirtle is a massive guy, someone that uses his height exceptionally well to get high-quality looks at the bucket.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Timeout called, the Rockets.
Timeout.
Some great shooters here. Let's check out the league leaders. In the third spot, Clint Capella.
And just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
Knocked loose and stolen by Murray. He kicks it to Forbes. To the inside. DeRozan gets the bucket. DeRozan's got 10 points.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
All up top, he's covered by Murray. Over in the corner, Green. And Gay with a clear path to the hoop. Goes up, and then Gay with the dunk.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
To the middle, looking to end the run, and the dunk by Capella.
Oh, what a contest this is turning into. Almost like a dunk contest, Kevin.
You're right, Greg. They are really going at it, and it's bound to only get more intense from here on out. Murray kicks to Pirtle. Back to Murray. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's DeRozan. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Capella. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gay.
Such a strong player. Even when you hit Capella, he still possesses the muscle to get it done.
Well, at the start of the summer, many expected a busy market for Capella in free agency. Eventually, though, signing a 4-year deal to remain with the Rockets. I feel like it's a great deal for Houston as Capella gives them the perfect inside presence to complement Harden and Paul.
Wow, and the big man Capella has proven to be a reliable role player, a strong physical presence who takes smart shots and contributes well on D.
Inside, it's stolen by Capella. Now here's Harden, and he's currently averaging more than 26 points a game. Such a force.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Hits the three-point bomb.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Rockets trail by 17. The drive by Paul, and stolen by Murray. Left side, DeRozan over Green, off the left rim and out. Houston's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Paul kicks to Green from 12 feet out. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 4 assists now tonight.
I like how Paul is always looking to dish the ball. I mean, he has a pass-first mentality.
Murray the pass to Gay. Down low to the paint. Murray, good. Murray's got 6 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Got a piece of it. Paul dishes to Capella. Green against DeRozan. 6 on the shot clock. Green finds Capella. Launches a 3. That's good from Paul on the assist from Capella. And it's 8 points for Chris Paul.
He can create, and Paul can knock down the 3. Perfect combo for a point guard.
Pass to Pirtle. Murray outside. Passes it to Forbes. Gay in the corner. Takes the 3. Green with the rebound.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go on the stat sheet. Close to getting the block, but really it had the same effect.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Inside. Here's Forbes. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Spurs lead by 14.
It was a tough first quarter for him, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Houston's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Now a timeout called by Houston. And Rudy Gay, Greg, has always been a fantastic scorer since he came into the NBA.
And Gay doesn't do as much scoring as he once did, but he has become more efficient. Doesn't have plays ran for him, gets looks through his instinct. And as he's gotten older, Gay has become even more crafty with how he scores.
Mills, he's checked in for San Antonio.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Tucker. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's getting around 8 points a game, just over 2 steals and 4 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
And P.J. Tucker, Greg, a rugged physical defender at the forward.
And here's a guy, second-round pick back at 06. Spent 5 seasons playing abroad before making his return to the association. Now he's a seasoned veteran and not shy about holding his teammates accountable, especially defensively.
That one is off. P.J. Tucker, C-Webb, was an undersized power forward at the University of Texas. He made a pretty effective transition to small forward in the pros.
I mean, the way the game is going now, he's able to slide back to that power forward position as well. The strength to hold his ground. I mean, a good enough shooter to space the floor for his teammates.
Good on the second free throw. Spurs leading by 13. Mills looking it over. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Houston. Capella's got 9 rebounds now tonight. The 3 from Harden. Good, and Paul gets the assist. And that's now 6 points for James Harden.
Oh, and that catch and shoot, Jay, from Harden is unblockable. Just quickly shooting off the pass.
Gay passes to Murray. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Paul kicks to Harden. Now here's Paul, covered by Mills. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut back down now to 10 as they pick up the bucket from Paul. Now Mills. He's got 5. Here's DeRozan. Rebounded by Tucker. For Houston, they've gone 8 of 15 since we began the second quarter. Excellent shooting. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Paul. Paul's got his 6th assist on the night. Spurs leading by 7. Murray, the pass to DeRozan. Now here's Gay. Defense is right there. Shoots over Tucker. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. 11 points for Rudy Gay.
He is dominating this quarter. He sees a soft spot in the D, and he's attacking it.
Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
The main strength of Capella's offensive game, I mean, he uses his athleticism to power home these alley-oops.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here's DeRozan. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
Well, he's been the safety valve for them on every possession. So dependable.
Rockets trail by 9. Paul with the ball. He's got 10. From deep, Harden. They grab their own miss. Capella. It's tipped. And here's DeRozan. And here's Mills from the arc. This ball grabs the miss.
No 3-pointers for him in the second quarter yet, but he did have one in the first.
And the wide open shot from Green. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Green's got 5 points now this quarter. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Davis Bertans checks in for Purdy. LaMarcus Aldridge comes in for Rudy Gay. Bellinelli, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And Walker subbed in for DeJounte Murray. Mills finds Aldridge. Spurs passing it around. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And Bellinelli is so talented, a team player who really whips the ball over to his teammates.
Now here's Rivers, covered by Mills. And it's sent back by Aldridge. Bellinelli passes to Aldridge. From 13, a shot by Nene, no good.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Bellinelli dishes to Mills. Back to Bellinelli, over Shumpert. Nene pulls it in.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Bellinelli with it. Picked up by Rivers. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Mills has got his third bucket of the night.
That was all about the assist. Great pass to set up the shot.
Rivers kicks to Shumpert. Back to Rivers. Gordon against Walker. Now the pass to Nene. High arcing shot. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Rivers. And it's Mills with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. 17 points was their biggest margin. Bertans kicks to Walker over Gordon. Walker's shot is off. Houston's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed.
Hard work on the boards. A lot of competition for that one. But he's got the lift to be the first one, too.
Now here's Mills. Defense right on him. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Gordon against Walker. Shot clock at 5. Fires from deep. That shot off. And so it's San Antonio. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Rudy, it looked like you guys found your old identity in the first half tonight.
Yeah, that's the way we played last season. Our defense was our staple, and that's all we have to do. We have to go out here and play defense every night, and this is a good start for us.
Let's see if you can stay true to yourself in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports, the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Boy, we have a lot to discuss. DeMar DeRozan putting in some serious work for the team tonight. He had 14 points, 5 assists, and 1 steal. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
DeMar DeRozan is a really tough cover. Makes strong, decisive moves. Know he has the vertical to rise above defenders. And if you take a physical approach to trying to stop him, he will live at the free throw line, a place I didn't want to live at.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about Houston?
I think they're giving this game away because of their turnovers. I mean, you may not control everything that happens out there, but you do control how much you value each possession. I think coming out of the break, they need to be more efficient to close the gap in the score.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense. This is how you draw it up. We'll see if they can maintain that efficiency going forward.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Spurs leading by 11. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for San Antonio, DeRozan and Gay, the wings. Aldridge out there with Pirtle, and it's Murray in at the 1. Goes up off the inbound. Here's Aldridge. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 11 rebounds in the game. Rockets trail by 11. Paul with the ball. Out guarded by Murray. It's stolen by DeRozan.
Just waiting for a chance to make a play, and when the pass was made, he's all over it. Just a fantastic steal. And when you've got that much of a size advantage on your defender, that's how you take advantage of it.
Kicks it out to Harden. Three-pointer, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 8th assist in the game. Spurs leading by 10. Pass to DeRozan. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. About 1 minute played here in the second half. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And you think about Mike D'Antoni, the modern-day godfather of pace and space. We saw this with his teams back in Phoenix, Houston. Actually, middle of the pack in pace of play. But they certainly look to space the floor, though, shooting more threes than 2s.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high-percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, we see new players coming into prominence for the San Antonio Spurs. Now, Greg Popovich gives his veterans credit for accepting it gracefully and helping the young guys be successful. He says it's a tribute to their character and awareness. Kevin?
They certainly have established a great culture in San Antonio. Really something. D.A., thank you.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And, Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Well, that's just a good example of why the score is what it is. I mean, they need to protect the rim a lot better than that.
And talk about Houston slowing down a bit from D'Antoni's usual run-and-gun style.
Oh, yeah, they want to get Harden, one of the best shooters and passers in the game in a mismatch, and let him pick his man apart. D'Antoni showing more flexibility with his system than perhaps you give him credit for.
Here's Harden. He gets that one. Harden's got 5 points now this quarter.
Solid start to the half for them. 3 of 4 from the field now.
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Spurs. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. And they double up DeRozan. 6 to shoot, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan.
And looking now at some numbers for Chris Paul. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Right around 21 points per, over 5.5 steals, and 10 assists. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
Yeah, impossible to check right now. When he's on a roll like this, there's not much you can do to stop him.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Nice game, great performance by LaMarcus Aldridge.
There should only be one thing they're talking about in this timeout, trying to deny him the ball in the paint before he does any more damage.
And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Rockets.
And the 3 ball has been in the game plan, and it's been working for him. Having that distance shot in the arsenal, very effective way to spread out the defense.
Rockets trail by 11. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. And so here is Houston. Capella finds Paul. with the teardrop, and it's good on the layup. Paul's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Rockets.
Well, that makes them 4 for 5. I mean, I think that's pretty good numbers. I mean, they've got to be pleased with how things are playing off so far.
Here's Murray. The rejection by Paul.
He's known for his steals, but Paul can mix it up in a block here and there.
Elbow shot is on the way. Rebounded by the Spurs.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Bucket is good. 16 points for DeMar DeRozan.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Harden against DeRozan. Harden the pass to Tucker. No good on the triple. Spurs leading by 11. And DeRozan throws it down.
And you want to talk about high volume scores. Just look at what DeRozan's doing tonight. He's been on a mission, putting his mark on this game in a big way.
Harden bounce pass. Paul looking around. Capella kicks to Harden. Lob pass to Capella. And stolen by Gay. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far.
And still early in the period, and they're only one foul away from being over the limit.
The Spurs making a switch here. Forbes checked in. Here's DeRozan. He's got 18. Over Green. DeRozan's shot is off. Rockets trail by 13.
And with DeRozan getting traded, he said he felt backstabbed by Raptors management after they said he wouldn't be traded. At the end of the day, people will do what's best for their own position, whether they're a GM or a player. But you better believe they'll love DeRozan in Toronto forever, no matter what jersey he wears.
Kevin, Capella has a nice array of moves and shots to choose from.
Spurs leading by 13. Here's Murray. 10 points for him. Pass to Forbes. It's DeRozan top of the key. Shot clock at 6. Over Green. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Spurs have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
The first one falls. Bellinelli, he's checked in for DeJounte Murray. Both free throws good from DeRozan.
Once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count.
Rockets trail by 15. And there is a whistle. That goes on Bryn Forbes. That is his first foul of the game. Bertanis, he's checked in for the Spurs. Capella dishes to Tucker. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Poeltl. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Poeltl with the steal.
And you've got to do a better job of just taking care of the basketball. 4 points off of those turnovers.
Here's Bertanis. Drops in the layup for 2. Berton's got his second bucket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
A shot by Paul. Nobody around. Hits it from three-point range.
It's his shooting that's kept them out of an even deeper hole.
San Antonio leading by 14. Here is Forbes. Count it.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And on the season, you know, only shooting around 73%, so not necessarily where he'd like to be.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Fareed comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Eric Gordon subbed in for Green. Here's Paul. He's got 15. Passes it to Harden. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Marco Bellinelli picks one up.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware.
Two shots.
And he makes the first. And with James Harden winning the MVP in 2018, Russell Westbrook in 2017, Kevin Durant in 2014, you think a few what-ifs right now in Oklahoma City?
A few, more than that, Kevin. I mean, probably tough for them all to win MVP playing on one team. A good shot at a different trophy, though, maybe the one that starts with the name of Larry.
Gordon trying to break loose. Bellinelli gets the bucket. Bellinelli's got 5 points so far. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Rockets. They trail by 18. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Paul with the bucket.
And they're going to have to pay closer attention to him beyond the arc. I mean, he's got 2 threes in this half, a total of 3 overall.
Here is Forbes, defended by Paul. Down low, stolen by Nene. Forbes the pass to Bertans. Misses the 3. Rockets trail by 15. To the middle. And the jam by Harden.
The athleticism Harden possesses is scary. I mean, he's constantly driving toward the basket for these dunks.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Nene is out of Brazil, a quality player for whom injuries have always been a constraining factor.
Yeah, and that's one reason you like him in that reserve role, controlling his minutes, keeping them fresh, because he's a difference maker on the floor at both ends.
The Spurs making a switch here. Walker's checked in. Shumpert is checked in for the Rockets. San Antonio leading by 13. Here is Forbes. He's got 5. And here's Walker outside. And Kenneth Fareed pulls it down. To the middle. It's tipped. They get it back. Count that bucket. Now here's Walker. Kicks it to Pirtle. The pass to Forbes. Bellinelli with it, defended by Paul. 5 to shoot. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
Some call it the Ewing theory, teams that play better without relying on a star player. But Chris, how sustainable is that?
It's not sustainable. It's real cute. until you have the teams that are focused and want to win come in. And usually that Ewing theory,
take a break.
That's usually like in the 5th week of the season or before All-Star break when teams are figuring out themselves. Once everybody has identified their strength and their weaknesses, you need that horse to ride. You need that big hoss in there, that guy that's dependable every night. And as long as he's a willing passer, unselfish player, no, you need those guys. I don't believe that teams are better without their main guy. Maybe for short stretches, players can rally. But you look at championship winners, I'm trying to think of one that didn't have a superstar on their roster. I just don't buy into that game.
And Forbes kicks to Bertans. Pass to Forbes. Launches it. Doesn't go that time. And the Rockets take it the other way. And here's Gordon from outside. A rebound by the Spurs. Bertans got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Walker with the 3. Goes back up. Bertans can't get it to go.
The D doing everything they can to cut him off on his way to the hoop.
Here's Rivers. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Rivers has got 9 points.
Nice understanding of where to go with the pass there.
San Antonio leading by 8. Here is Forbes. He's got 5. Here's Walker. A beautiful reverse layup. Walker's got his 2nd basket of the game.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by Houston.
Houston's got more than a 50% success rate on their 3-pointers since halftime. They're 4 of 7. Gordon against Walker. Looking to get it going. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. That's 7 points for Eric Gordon.
Ooh, the lost art of the mid-range J. Gordon just measured it perfectly, squaring up and knocking it down.
Here is Forbes. He's guarded by Rivers. Forbes, the pass to Bertans. Lays it up off the glass. Bertans got 4 points in the quarter.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it's amazing or it's sad, but you're down double digits and you still allow an uncontested layup. Where is the pride? Where is your heart?
Walker in the corner. Back to Bertans. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
And the first one drops.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Aldridge comes in for Jakob Poeltl. And it's Mills in for Bryn Forbes. James Harden, he's checked in for the Rockets. He makes 1 of 2 that time. And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. Rockets have missed out on some chances at the line today. 0-6 of 11. Free throw good, James Harden. And Kenneth Faried, an outstanding performance with Team USA in 2014. But Greg, his minutes have gone down in recent seasons.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great rebounder. He's got all the athleticism you need, but he's not a shooter or a big-time defender. In today's game, you need your big man to do at least one of those two.
Bertans kicks to Walker. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Walker's got 7.
That's showing what kind of hang time he has. I mean, using the double pump when he could just go straight up with it.
Tipped away. It's Nene, high post. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Fareed down low. Aldridge on him. But they get it back. Harden right side.
Oh! Come on. Did you see that? Did you see that? I mean, come on, man. Harden is ridiculously clever, including how he decides to posterize you. A superb athlete.
That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time. Walker the pass to Bertens. No dice from the high post. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Marco Bellinelli. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And it's clear that the Beard is a special player, a clutch performer. He loves to play the game of basketball.
And he's made more of an effort here to put pressure on the defense in the second half and create some contact and free throw opportunities. Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Rockets trail by 9. Outside Gordon. Bucket is good. Gordon's got 4 this quarter.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Now Mills. He's got 10. And Walker kicks to Bertans. Down low. Stolen by Fareed. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. It's San Antonio up 7. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, it's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play right there.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Rockets trail by 7, so on the floor for Houston. Kenneth Fareed is out there with Gordon. Then it's Harden, then it's Rivers, then it's Nene in at the center position. Mills finds Walker. 13 feet away. Inside. Bellinelli gets the bucket. Bellinelli's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for San Antonio. Rivers with it. Nene up top. Outside Gordon. Harden outside. And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That's foul number 2 for him. Rudy Gay's checked in for the Spurs. Murray comes in for Walker. Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Rockets. P.J. Tucker comes in for Rivers. And it's the Rockets with the ball. 9-point game. The 3 from Harden hits the 3-point bomb. Harden's got 26.
Knocks down his second 3 of the half. I mean, he had 2 of them in the first half also, doing some solid work from deep.
Murray the pass to Aldridge. And it's Murray penetrating. And it's Murray with the jam.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screen play. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Yeah, guys, and his teammates love it. That'll get him a few big pats on the back.
Gerald Green, he's checked in for Nene. here is Harden, covered by Mills. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Harden.
And all of a sudden, that three puts them in striking distance, guys. He's had that shot working all night.
That's the big reason this game is still so close. I mean, he's been lights out from long range.
Here's Aldridge. Rebounded by Capella. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. This one for three, and another three for Houston.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Murray kicks to Aldridge. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. And then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz.
And looking at that Lakers matchup, it's going to be a bit of a measuring stick for them. See just how they stack up with a team that most would feel has the edge.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half. Doing a great job at the line.
The Spurs making a switch here. DeRozan's checked in. And a switch here also for Houston. Paul's checked in. And he can't hit the second. Rockets trail by 3. Pulls up on the wing. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got rebound number 8 now on the night. To the inside, and it's Murray with the jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Houston's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Paul against Murray. Lob pass to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Oh, wow, I just love the commitment by Capella. Rolling to the rim hard, even just after setting that perfect screen.
DeRozan against Harden, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That's an unforced error. That will drive a coach crazy. Got to play heads up out there.
Rockets trail by 3. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Tucker with the ball. Aldridge on him. A nice shot by Tucker.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
Well, yeah, you want to save your best for last. The guys on these teams know that.
And DeRozan, here we go. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And he makes the first. DeMar DeRozan hits them both. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Paul against Murray. Paul kicks to Harden. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
One shot, gentlemen.
tied up with that one. Well, Chris, Clint Capella had a schedule in his development. You know, credit his tremendous work ethic. You see it, Chris, in his passing, his finishing, and certainly at the free throw line.
No, his second season, I mean, he shot below 38% at the line. I mean, among players with 150 or more attempts, that was the 5th worst percentage in NBA history. But he's made tremendous strides there, and that's freed him to be more aggressive offensively. Not worried about getting fouled.
Green against Aldridge to take the lead, and it's Green missing.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Here's Houston now. They're on a 16-7 run. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That is his first foul of the game. Pirtle, he's checked in for Davis Bertans. Harden with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Harden against DeRozan. Harden, that's good. Harden's got 8 points here in this quarter.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Murray kicks to Gay, and then Gay with the dunk.
You like seeing Gay get this involved in the offense, especially early, just taking over and dominating whoever is on him.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 6 assists in the game.
Great move to get to the rim. I think they're going to take the aggressive approach down the stretch.
And they have to. I mean, this isn't the time in the game to be careful. This is the time to attack.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. I told him, hey, stick with what's working. He said they're giving us all the room we need to get easy looks in the paint. Let's keep working the ball inside. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Aldridge. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both. And here's Harden. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, and for a guard, Harden does a ton of damage inside, especially how he gets these foul calls close to the basket.
Harden hits them both.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
Harden against DeRozan. He makes his 9th shot of the game. He has only missed 4.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
But he's showing you he wants to close this game out. That's an attitude that he brings and is appreciated by his team.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
One shot.
Free throw drops for Harden. Spurs trail by 3. Murray right side. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Now here is Aldridge. Murray outside. He kicks it to DeRozan.
And now both teams in the penalty. It's still early. This one could become a free throw contest.
And that free throw good from DeRozan.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Both free throws good from DeRozan. Houston in the lead. Paul with the ball. Now guarded by Murray. Don't usually see him shooting the three.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this hot, a great chance to extend this lead.
DeRozan finds Gay. Here's Pirtle. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And it's difficult to stay down on Pirtle's pump fake. He really exploits defenders with it.
And he can't get the first one. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
A defender nowhere near him, and he still can't hit it. He wants that one back.
Here's DeRozan. Good work defensively by Harden. Rockets leading by 4. And it's Houston on the break. Paul with the ball.
Well, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out.
14 feet away. That's good from Gay on the assist from DeRozan. DeRozan's got 9 assists now tonight. And it's Paul with the ball for Houston. That's tipped. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Clint Capella. That's good from DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan hits them both. Now Paul. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Pirtle with the steal. A stupendous finish in traffic. And the Spurs lead by 2.
Astonishing body control by Pirtle. Just taking the hit head on and finishing through it all.
Harden with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Harden surveying the D. 6 to shoot. Green against Gay. And it's Green missing. For San Antonio, they've got more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Pass to Pirtle. Green against Gay. Stolen by Harden. Launches a three. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 3 assists in the game. So it's San Antonio now. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Murray kicks to Aldridge. And there's the foul. It will go on P.J. Tucker. That's it for him. He's fouled out. Now we'll go to the line for 2.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline.
Nene, he's checked in for the Rockets. That's good from Aldridge. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
Boy, they would have loved to grab the lead there, but you can't make them all.
A good look from Harden. San Antonio with the rebound. DeRozan's got his 6th rebound on the night. And it's Murray penetrating. The Rockets pull it in. Here's Paul. In the corner. Harden. And another 3 for Houston.
He's made the most of the halftime break. He shook off the problems he had in the first half, and he started to settle in.
DeRozan surveying the D to the inside. Harden grabs the miss. Harden's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by Gay. Spurs trail by 3. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Well, the defense had nothing to do with that turnover. They're just fortunate. That's just plain sloppy passing.
The Rockets shooting 55% in the fourth. They are executing late. Here's Harden. Yep, that one goes. Harden's got 44.
I mean, and these are the kinds of shots this team expects Harden to hit regularly. I mean, just such a talented offensive player.
Here's DeRozan. Oh, yes, the turnaround. DeRozan's got 30.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly. And that's a bucket Paul knows they need. And he wants to be the one to get it for him.
1:33 left to play here in the fourth. Here's DeRozan. Some solid defense there by Nene. Harden outside.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Paul passes to Harden. Got a piece of it. The drive by Aldridge. Off target is 6 miss and 13 attempts from the floor. Ball finds Nene. Here's Capella. And they pick up 2. And the Rockets lead by 7.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
That's why you can't let yourself get in this deeper hole. Very little time now to climb out.
DeRozan. There's the feed to Aldridge. It falls! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And now this game is becoming a showcase for Aldridge. He's been out of control. A one-man team. Now it's just a matter of getting him the ball and getting out of his way.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Jumping on the chance to up their lead at the line.
And with the time remaining, I'm just not seeing it.
Well, you know they like to have some plays back, especially a couple of those stupid ones from earlier. But I tell you what, they'll learn from this. Okay, that's the shot he loves. I mean, unless there's a guy right in his jersey, he's going to convert.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Two shots.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game. San Antonio calls timeout. They trail by 7. 17 seconds left in the game. Guys, what do you think?
And this is what happens when you dig yourself a hole it's hard to climb out of.
They can only blame themselves. A few missed opportunities, some miscues that they'd like to have back. It all adds up.
Now the presentation of our Jordan player of the game, James Harden.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. "17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Rivers with it. So we see the Rockets get the win here. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. James, congrats on the win. What got it done for you at the end tonight?
Just being aggressive. I told my guys on the court that we had to make a run, and it had to be a good one. Defensively, we did a pretty good job down the stretch. We got some shots to fall, and came with the victory.
Great play tonight, James. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.